What's up, everybody? Welcome to the CanesInSight Daily Podcast powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Monday, feeling pretty good. Big win on Saturday. Nice performance against Virginia Tech. Great finish. That Carson Beck to Malachi Tony touchdown got everybody feeling good. We recorded a ton of shows since then. We're going to keep this thing rolling, man. It is a huge week. We just can't stop talking about the Canes. Got what's happening in recruiting. Signing days creeping up. They used to be the topic of conversation this time of year. Now we're so focused on this playoff push, forgetting about that. But you got, of course, the playoff push. Nothing bigger than the game against Pitt on Saturday. A lot of stuff going on around the country. As always, we are brought to you by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. If you or someone you care about has been injured in an accident, you could be entitled to significant compensation. Dial 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Take back control of your life with Anajar and Levine. And it's Monday. Pete's out there traveling to Houston, visiting with Titus Howard, his client from the Houston Texans. We had to bring out the big guns because this is the playoff push. So you got to bring out the heavy-duty talent. So we are bringing on my guy, 50, Category 6 Canes. 50, how we doing?
I'm doing real well, man. Happy to be here, ready to whoop Pitt.
So tell them about the merch, man, because I know that's going to be the hottest seller right there. I'm going to be seeing that in the playoffs when we're there. January 19th when we're in the championship. I'm going to see people rocking that. So tell everybody what you're wearing.
Oh yeah. Just go to Category 6 Sports. Category 6 Playbook.com, where you get merch and all 22 and plenty more. And on Category 6 Sports, the 50 show, we live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You feel me?
So they're asking about the hat. The older people don't understand. Explain the big hat phenomenon right now.
Oh man, it just something that I was supposed to. Like I said, we got to get these available because I see everybody love it. But yeah, man, it just we doing big things. We standing on big business like the Canes football. So that's why I got this hat on.
If it rains, man, you're chilling. You're spotless with the rain. Oh, yeah. You're dry as can be.
I don't need an umbrella with this hat.
So yeah, man, let's get to it here. Before we even get to any of the Canes stuff, I thought of you this weekend because Florida Gators getting smoked at home by Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State keeping Mike Norvell for another year.
Mm-hmm.
Fran Brown looking like Savannah State against Notre Dame. So, I mean, I know there's a slogan that's taking the nation by storm when you see stuff like that. So I'll kick it to you.
All my ox in hell. Yeah. Yeah, they in hell. No glass of water. We ain't giving them spit, nothing. They got to stay there. And Fran Brown, now he just extra hated because he laid down like a broad, like a weak coward. Like that was lame.
I don't even know.
They started that walk on. My bad. What's up?
No. Go ahead. Get at him.
No, because I said I knew what time it was when he started that walk on. I'm like, he finna give up the coochie. And he did.
I mean, 70 points?
Yeah.
CJ Carr didn't even do anything. Half of that was just them giving it to him.
That's what I'm saying. He laid down on purpose. So, Mario, take note of that. Everybody that's in the ACC, we blow them out, man. Because now, if we, say for instance, we finish 10-2 and we don't make it, that just signals a sign that we got to go 12-0 just to make the playoffs.
They got to investigate that dude. They got to talk to, he's up in New Jersey, New York. I think he's from New Jersey. He's up in Patterson or somewhere around there. I know they got mafia up there. Something's cooking because that was not normal when you're throwing the ball to the other team like that consistently. Yeah. I mean, that's a tough one. Kyle Muncie says one of the few good days to live in Tally. The town is melting down. I was looking at some stats. So the Gators we ain't talked about the Gators, but they got smoked. Plus they lost the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes. It's looking like. I mean, we'll see, but they could be losing that one too. So that's another loss for them. But shout out to the great Kevin Clark, ESPN. He put me onto the stat, which is Florida last year won 8 games. They acted like they won 12, but they won 8. FSU won 2, so that was 10. So they basically combined to do what Miami did last year. Then this year, you got 3 wins for Florida, 5 wins for FSU. One of them is going to win because they're playing each other. So that gets you to 10, right?
Right.
But actually, that gets you to 9. Am I wrong? Yeah.
You talking about who?
Florida and FSU. So yeah, so someone's going to win. So yeah, that gets you to 9, which is what we got right now. So basically, we've matched the Gators and the Noles the last 2 years combined. It's tough times for our boys up north.
Yeah, they gotta stay that way. We gotta keep them there. And they tried to get out with the Lane Kiffin. We gonna see if they get them because they telling me cake bake, it's a lock. So I'm just waiting to see.
Yeah, man, I don't know who wants to coach that situation up in Gainesville. You know, obviously Lane Kiffin doesn't want to do it, but you look at it, they got their last 3 coaches fired and not really very good candidates to work again. Napier is going to be an analyst for a while. I don't see him coaching anytime soon. McElwain's out there with the, he's more famous for that picture with the shark, the naked picture with the shark, which wasn't in him than anything he did on the field. He's definitely not getting any good jobs. Muschamp, I don't even know what he's doing. He might still be an analyst. So that's a graveyard, man. Florida Gators.
Yeah, Dan Mullen, he at UNLV. So they got that.
Shout out to the Chasers. We got Joseph Hammond in the chat. So the playoff push, 50, Miami did what they had to do against Virginia Tech. Wasn't like the most perfect game. A lot of weird stuff happened. They made some crazy plays, like some crazy catches, onside kick bouncing the perfect way. Refs were just terrible all day, had a bad snap. So there's some weird stuff, but ultimately you win by 3 scores. You've won by 3 scores the last 3 weeks at least. Love to keep that going here with a win against Pittsburgh. But just overall, as you get ready for Tuesday, get ready for this whole propaganda campaign, where are you seeing this playoff push?
Well, I see it's looking like, I hate to say this, but it's looking like our hopes rely on Virginia Tech to beat Virginia.
So you're thinking ACC is the path in?
Man, unless Alabama lose to Auburn.
You see Deuce Knight? He ran for like 200 yards or something. He looked great.
Yeah, but who they played?
Yeah, no, that's true. But Alabama can't stop the run. So, maybe that guy'd be a hero. They'd be calling him the next Cam Newton if he gets it done. I'm a Deuce Knight fan. I thought he should have been starting the whole year, quite frankly.
Right.
But that'd be one. We got BYU against UCF. I don't see that one. I don't even know who UCF starting quarterback is. They got like a who's who of guys that we are familiar with down here. Like Davy Belfort was their quarterback for a minute. Ja'Cory Brown, Rizek. I don't even know. I can't even tell you who UCF's quarterback is right now. That program's falling off too, man. Everybody in the state's falling off, man. It's crazy that we're doing what we're doing, but that could be one knocking off BYU. BYU still has Texas Tech also to contend with.
Do you think they knock them out the playoff? They lose to Texas Tech in that Big 12?
Yeah, I do. Because it's Big 12. They just haven't beaten enough teams. I think BYU lose to Texas Tech twice.
Yeah,
they'd be out. We jump Utah. Vanderbilt's a little scary on the back end, but there'll be 5 probably SEC teams.
I need Tennessee to handle up. I'm glad you said that. Tennessee handle up. Y'all haven't lost to Vanderbilt yet. Keep the streak going.
Yeah.
Ain't that game in Knoxville?
Yeah, bet the over. Bet the over on that one. That's gonna be a high scoring deal. But yeah, and then the one that kills me is Oklahoma. I could have sworn that Oklahoma, with the schedule they had coming up before the Alabama game, and their offense being as bad as it is, because people talk about our offense is way better than Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
But I thought Oklahoma was going to fall off one of these games, but here's not exactly lighting the world on fire. Their offense is not very good, but man, they've been scraping by. So LSU's the last chance to get Oklahoma out of there.
Yeah, I don't see that happening either. Them boys won 13-10 versus Western Kentucky.
Yeah, man. So, and then the Notre Dame narrative, people forget that Notre Dame was in a dogfight with Boston College as the worst team in the ACC. I think but end of the third quarter was a 1-score game, 12-7 at halftime. Everybody forgets about that because they put up 70 against your boy Fran. What should we call? We got to have some kind of derogatory nickname to it. What do we call him? Francis? Franny?
Oh, no, man.
Francesca Brown? We got to call him something.
I haven't thought of it, man. Yeah.
But whatever.
His head ass let me down. I'm like, what you doing? Once I saw him start that walk on, that was just cowardice. Like, that was not the wave, man.
Yeah, he had his name rising here last year. Now this year, you see this. Yeah, Angeli's injured.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, they got Angeli lucky because they got him in the second portal anyways. So they were headed into the season with this other guy. So it's not like they had a great plan. I'm not sure what the plan is. Calvin Russell, man, he's out there. He's gonna be looking like Will Smith in the in that meme when he walks in and knows in the house, man. Who's supposed to be throwing him the football? This dude?
Yeah, I don't know what he gonna do.
But yeah, man, as we get into this push, I mean, Pitt on Saturday, that's obviously the most important part of the equation. I think they're going to have to bomb away in this game. Offensively, it seems like there's been a change since that SMU loss. We're going to need that against Pitt because Pitt's going to dare us to chuck it downfield. It's going to be similar like an FSU type game plan. So what are you seeing with this game and just the offense in general since the SMU?
It's kind of funny that you said that because Pitt is similar to SMU. Like they damn near like the same team. I guess with I don't know. I say Cat Jennings a better quarterback, but man.
And they're similar quarterbacks too.
What I will say is, if I saw CJ Daniels get in the game some, but this game he could eat in because they be daring you and they can't do nothing with big. Josh Moore can eat in this game too. They can't do nothing with big receivers. I seen that. I was looking at that. I'm like, oh, them 50-50 balls, you gonna hell. As you can see, Mally in the slot, you give him a one-on-one up top pork chop.
Yeah, man. You gotta think they're taking him away too, right? If you're playing Miami, you can't let number 10 beat you.
Look Dawson doing it. It's like he baited. It looked like he baited people in the Syracuse game. Like, oh yeah, you can take him out the game. We're just gonna use it as a decoy. Then it's like, haha, I'm still gonna give him the ball on some Tank Dell shit. So that's what he about to do. Like, or Tavon Austin, or all the list of receivers he done had before. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Mally gonna get his because he got a break on record. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and he might be going for Cam Ward's records, with the way he's throwing the ball. To me, it's like, I talked about this with Steve-O yesterday. You can't deal with him at quarterback because he's already on the field. Like, he's not a wildcat that you go, hey, bring in number 15 or whatever, and then they know kind of what he's doing. Like, he's the receiver. So when he goes at quarterback now, he's already on the field. You're worried about him at receiver. Now he's at quarterback. You can't really sub too much to deal with it. And then not only is he going to be a threat to run and then throw to one person, he has the ability to read the field and make good decisions, and the whole offense opens up. You basically call him like a quarterback, especially the more he does it. So that little wrinkle, I don't think it's a gimmick. I think that's going to be part of the offense as long as he's here.
Yep. Hands down. You can tell Dawson love this kid. Like, he using them every way he can. And this kid, he love it because I'm not shocked at what he's doing per se, because I knew he was going to learn the playbook and all that because he played quarterback in high school. I knew he was going to come take jobs. What I'm shocked at is how fast he just dominated. Like, damn, I thought we'll get bits and pieces here. Nah, it's out the gate. I'm the best player.
I saw
it's like he know it.
Yeah, he definitely knows. I was going to pull up the stat. Let me see if I can find it here. But they're doing the grades. And, I'm not I don't live by these grades that they put out, but some of them kind of match the eye test. And you say, okay, well, that checks out. And what I saw was that basically the top 3 receivers in the country was Jeremiah Smith. And then the Mekhi Lemon from USC.
Yeah, dog.
And then Tony's 3. Number 1 freshman in the country, any position. I'm talking about just, national ratings and stuff.
And he reclassified.
And he reclassed. And all those guys leave. Well, I guess Jeremiah Smith comes back, but Mekhi Lemon leaves. Like, a lot of guys, come out the picture. So next year, you're talking about him and Jeremiah basically as the 2 guys.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Dade County's kind of stepping back up again with Jeremiah, Malley, Mendoza, Ruben Bain. What about Ruben Bain, man? Because people have been asking about him. They're saying, he's disappearing, all that. It still seems to be playing pretty well. But what do you see from Bain, and what do you think he needs to do against a quarterback that likes to run around?
Oh, man. What I feel, it is what it is. Like, you can tell O-line's game planning for him, which has helped Mesidor. You see, he getting number 1-on-1s. he happy. You know what I'm saying? So with Bane, see, it was a gift and a curse how hot he started. And Notre Dame game put everybody on notice that he here to stay. So ever since then, they were slowly but surely saying Bane ain't gonna beat us. And that has helped the whole D line from inside to Mezzador to all that. So he down there like a decoy. But I ain't gonna lie, I think he get a sack this Pitt game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think he definitely get one.
Yeah, well, I always look at quarterback sack percentage, which is basically like how often is your quarterback getting sacked when he drops back. I don't like to look at just sacks per game because some teams pass more than others, right? So I like to look at how often, what percentage of your dropbacks lead to sacks. And if you look at it, I'm pulling up right now, Pitt, you're talking about freshman quarterback runs around. He'll lose his share of sacks, but he's getting down on the ground 9% of the time that he drops back, 122nd in the country, and they drop back a lot. You see Virginia Tech, which we saw it happen in Virginia Tech, man. Drones, he eluded a lot, but he also went down on the ground a lot. They're right there, 121st. Syracuse with their assorted walk-ons and scrubs, 120th. So, I mean, look at this bunch right here. So you have to get this dude down. I'm thinking, he's quick. He's elusive. Drones was big, so we threw like Fitzgerald at him. We threw some of the DBs at him. Yeah. And they were able to he was able to get off it a little bit and get the ball, some crazy passes out just because he's strong. This guy, I'm wondering if we don't use more speed on him, whether it's Marquise Lightfoot, Jacoby Thomas blitzing or whoever, Zechariah Poyser just blitz this dude just so we can get some smaller guys that can chase him and then get him down to the ground since he's not as big.
Right. I can see that, like Lightfoot. Hell, send Poison at him again. at him, Bryce Fitzgerald, I think he did it good. Bane is a disappearing. O-lines are focusing on Bane. The problem now, Scott and Moten are balling the last 2 weeks. You can't double all of them, right? So they choosing Bane. Well, I'm waiting on them to choose somebody else. But they not. Because they scared of Bane, because I ain't gonna lie. Once Bane see 101, he eat.
Yeah, and I wonder if you're playing an offensive line that's not that big and powerful. Virginia Tech had a really good running game, right? So you had less Lightfoot, you had more size. Moten and Justin Scott, I thought, were outstanding in the middle. Maybe the perimeter, they got us a couple times on some runs. They ran the ball well, but the tackles played well. I'm wondering if maybe you see more Bane and Messidor at D tackle, but then again, the D tackles are playing well on their own, just so you can get some speed on the field. Because Pitt's offense, their running game is really based on fast backs. They had that true freshman, Jacorian, get his name. Turner. Yeah, Turner. Yeah. Who I never heard of, but he was killing Georgia Tech. Jacorian Turner. Yeah, he's from Bushnell, Florida. Wow, he's really from the same area as Zechariah Poyser out there by the Villages. Number 137 player in the country, but this guy is fast. He's explosive. Like I said, he killed Georgia Tech. Now, there's a different kind of run defense that you're talking about with the Miami Hurricanes. But yeah, man, he can run. I'm looking at his times last year. He's like an 11:05 in the 100, but he seems a lot faster than that. But he's a little guy, 105.
How many tackles for losses Pitt giving up?
What's up?
How many tackles for losses Pitt is giving up?
How many are they giving up? Let me see. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Let me see right here. It's a good question. So tackles for loss allowed. Let's see, against P5 only, or against FBS only, right? So we're taking away. So Miami right now is 4th, meaning they don't get tackled for loss. The 2 highest Power 4 teams are Texas A&M and Miami. Then it's Cincinnati and Ohio State. So it's pretty good company. Oregon's in there, Tennessee. That's a stat you want to be good at. People always say, like, man, Miami's too conservative in the running game, and there's some truth to it. But there's a reason why, right? Those are some pretty good teams that avoid tackles for loss. But then you look at Pitt, 93rd in the country, 60 tackles for loss allowed. So you hit it right there. They struggle with that.
Yeah, I'm expect. I ain't gonna say it, but yeah, I'm expecting pure domination against Pitt.
Aaron Frazier says, Miami doesn't need a blitz, play coverage, and allow Bane, Scott, Moten, and Messidor to rush. The reason I say blitz is because I just want to see some fast guys getting after this quarterback. Because if he's like, this guy is good as far as like, I've not seen a guy, maybe since Manziel.
Mm-hmm.
Pavia's pretty good at it too, where it's like, for a guy that's not the most athletic dude, where he's like running 4.4, like when this guy gets a free rusher coming on his back, he spins around, he feels it. Like he's real slippery with that. He's got great instincts to avoid pressure. So like, yeah, you could beat, these guys could beat the guy in front of him, but then if this guy eludes and creates some extra space, he's still going to have time to cause problems. Whereas if you blitz somebody, and yeah, he eludes Bane and spins off Bane, but then you got, I don't know, just pick your guy. Let's say Xavier Lucas, who runs 10-5 chasing him down. He's not going to outrun Xavier Lucas, and he's not that big, so Lucas can take him down. So I think that's why I say let's get some of these other guys involved in this defense, because you got to get this guy to the ground. You cannot let him just extend the play. CJ Carr was one, the first game of the season. He caused us some problems. Also had some quarterback run too, but he was running around, kept some plays alive. So that's why I say blitz, not because those guys can't win, but just because I want waves of dudes chasing this guy down so he can't run around and play Johnny Manziel ball.
Yeah, which I feel our defense is better than Notre Dame, and they held this guy in check. So we should do the same. And I know we ain't gonna get Notre Dame effort, but I feel like we locked in on this game. Like, they're a ranked opponent. They've been comparing us to Notre Dame. I feel we handled it. I feel this the man gonna come ready to play.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
He gonna have these boys locked in, and I feel like, Miami, offensively, as you've seen since SMU, we've been aggressive, and that need to be the motto for the rest of your time here, Mario and Dawson. Like, just aggressive, because the defense, you let the defense stay aggressive. Now we ain't giving up nothing for real. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like we let off the gas defensively against Florida State. So that's just what it is. So you stay aggressive and you handle these mediocre ass teams, hey, you gonna win a lot of games, definitely in the ACC, because that's all they respect is aggression.
Yeah, you let them stick around, and you might drop a couple that you shouldn't, just because a good offensive coordinator, Rhett Lashley, Jeff Brom, they'll dial up a couple, and the margin of error shrinks because you're in a close game.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out Smith's on the go, says, "What's going on, fellas? D, nice meeting you at Dayland on Friday." Yeah, I saw that was great meeting you on a date with a beautiful lady. I'm assuming that's wifey based on the picture, but yeah, man, yeah, that was awesome meeting you, and shout out to you and your family, man. Always nice seeing people out in the wild. Dayland Mall. I was out at Islas Canarias, which is a good segue, actually. Let me talk about Islas Canarias, because that's where I was. That's why I was in Dayland Mall. I had no business in Dayland. I had no business down south. I drove all the way from Miami Beach just to get some lunch at the #1 Cuban restaurant on the planet, Islas Canarias Cuban Express. 7 different types of croquetas. You got the sandwiches, tostones. You got cold salads now as a new addition to the menu right there, trying to keep it healthy. Nice avocado cold salad. And you got all these salads, gubaritos. You just want to grab and go bowls. This menu's huge. It's like Cheesecake Factory, Cuban food, but it's all authentic, 40 plus years and counting. Cuban coffee, whatever you need, they got it. Desserts. Islas Canarias Cuban Express, #1 Cuban restaurant on the planet 50. Next time you come down to Miami, I'm taking you out there. We got to go to the Dayland Mall dining pavilion. And by the way, all you guys, all the weekend warriors, we got your sword today because you're working out, playing sports this weekend. Maybe you got an injury that hasn't healed right. Recover your game with the University of Miami Sports Medicine Institute. If you consider yourself an athlete or just an active guy like myself, you probably know how hard it is to sit on the injured list with pain or injury. Maybe you've even tried to hack your own rehab. But if compromising your movement or performance is not an option, call the experts at the University of Miami Sports Medicine Institute. When there's a league competition with Miami Hurricanes athletics or everyday movement, the University of Miami Sports Medicine Institute is the trusted choice for those who demand excellence. Set an appointment today at uhealthsports.com. All right, man. So just on our team, a lot of guys stepping up, emerging. Who's someone that you're watching that you're like, man, I want to see more of this dude because he's playing really good ball?
Upshaw.
You didn't hesitate.
Yeah, Upshaw. I've been looking at him. I'm like, that was a big time catch on 3rd and 7 one-on-one, back shoulder. You got a position. It's like he been a spark. And I like what I'm seeing from him. So yeah, and he could be effective in this Pitt game, because I ain't gonna lie. Do Upshaw remind you of somebody? And when I say somebody, Jacoby George.
I was thinking, I always say Alan Hearns with him just because he's like a little stronger. But explain to George, why do you see George when you see?
It's like a smooth game. It's like he don't look the fastest or the biggest, but he gets the job done. So yeah.
He does. I know Jacoby George. One thing was good on the screens, which I think Upshaw we can see more of the screens.
Yeah.
That was a really big catch, man. You could tell with Beck. You throw a pass like that, you're feeling confident in the player who was able to make that play. If everybody there's only so many players on the field for Pittsburgh on defense. So if Pittsburgh's blitzing like crazy, which they do, that's their identity. They're going to come after. They're going to try to stop the run. Number one, have those safeties flying uphill. Plus, they're going to blitz to try to get pressure on the quarterback. They're going to try to take Malley out the game because you don't want to get beat by Malley deep and give up that quick 6. There's only so many players on the field, so many numbers. So somebody else has got to step up. And it sounds like you're saying Upshaw might be one of those guys that can hurt Pitt on screens, downfield, or whatever it is.
Shout out to 50. Oh my Aussie hell.
Yeah, this is a good season for that slogan, man. I can't even think of anybody that's flourishing right now.
Yeah, they frying.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's to me the key of the game is to see who is going to step up outside of Tony for that downfield passing. You mentioned Upshaw. Smith's on the go saying like to see more Josh Moore, Justin Scott. Justin Scott for sure. He's rolling. We'll talk about him in a second. But Josh Moore's another one. Jojo Trader, man, he's still there, right? He's still in the mix. You saw him catch that pass. He almost got a face mask on it, but he was hustling. He was running hard. It's one of those things, man. It's funny, 50, like these big games where everything's on the line. Guys that we've been critical of, Canes fans have been critical of.
Yeah.
JoJo, we know that's that narrative, right? That's been a big story everywhere. Alex Bauman, a guy that had a chance to catch a touchdown, didn't catch it. You kind of hope for more receiving production from him. Maybe those guys, man, had their coming out party when it matters most. And you're saying Elijah Lawton, you can throw him into that category because he's been heating up lately. Saying man, all's well that ends well.
I think Lofton saw one go through the basket. I think he kind of good now.
He looks confident. You saw him get the carry. He got a little carry there.
Yeah. That's a little wrinkle. I see what you're doing, Dawson.
Yeah, so I would say having seen him in camp and spring, that's what you were saying. Josh Moore, they struggle with the size. Jake Campbell saying Josh Moore man coverage. Right. But Lawton's still not moving exactly how he moved when he was really tearing up practice and how he looked last year in his limited spurts on the field. Right. But like you said, he saw one go through the hoop. The confidence is going up. He ran the ball. He can cause a lot of different problems because you can throw screens to him too when he's running effectively. He hasn't looked as quick as he's looked in the past where he looks like another running back, but he can do it. One thing I liked that I want to see more of is Fletcher as a blocker. Because Fletcher can run. We know that he can caught a touchdown on Saturday, but they had him out there perimeter. He could block like a tight end, man. He's a weapon when he's doing that.
Yeah, 2 back sets with him and Pringle. Well, hey, I ain't gonna lie. I like the Pringle and Malley too. That works fine with me too.
Yeah, Malley missed him on a touchdown last week against NC State, and Beck hit him. So we know he's going out for his passes. He can run by anybody. I don't know if that's not still going to be in the mix in the playbook.
Will we see a big receiving game from Pringle this week?
They're blitzing, man. So it's look. So if you're dealing with a team like Pitt that's got fast linebackers that are basically safeties, number 3, and then Kyle Lewis, I think he's what number is he? Number 6, number 9. I gotta refresh on the film, but the 2 fast linebackers they both are like safeties basically, and they're going to be blitzing like crazy. Pringle probably not going to be able, even though those guys are smaller guys, Fletcher can bury them in pass blocking. Pringle probably still too small to hold up even with those smaller linebackers. So How do you deal with the blitz if you're a small running back and you can't really pick up the blitz like some of the other guys? Receiver, right? Get screen, get some one-on-one situations and cause damage that way, because there's only so many. Like, you can't do everything if you're defense. If you're Narduzzi on defense, you can't stop the run by having your safeties fly upfield. You can't get after Beck by blitzing everybody, and you can't take away Malley with double teaming and not have weaknesses on other spots. And Pringle's a guy running 10-5. One big play, boom, that's a scoreboard changer.
So that could really scale. I kind of Pringle and Malachi both in the backfield. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Man, you put one of them safety fast linebackers on Malachi, kiss the baby, because you cooked.
Yeah, I got to think their game plan's taking away Malley. Like, I can't imagine they're just going to be like, hey, we're going to do our normal super aggressive style and trust our corners to hold up against Malley. I cannot. If they do that, it'll be FSU part 2, and great. That'll be a fun day for the Hurricanes. But I got to imagine they're going to make someone else beat them, because Malley right now is so locked in. I mean, that Pitt game, that Virginia Tech game, when the second Beck let go of that ball, you knew that he was coming down with it. Like, he's so trustworthy right now. It's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, you knew it. Hey, I was watching your boy on OBB, and he showed something where as soon as the ball was in the air, the man didn't even catch the ball yet. You just see Keelan Marion like this. He didn't even catch it yet. He already knew what time it was because he's seen it in practice.
Keelan Marion's doing some work too now. You know, I mean, we got to give him some credit.
I got real confident because you can't game plan for him because of Malley. So he gonna get his. You know what? I think he scores too.
544 yards already, 39 receptions, both easy career highs. I'd like to see him. What was the game where I guess it was Syracuse, where he caught the short one and took it to the house on a blitz, and Beck just kind of threaded the needle, and he did the rest with his speed.
Yep.
That's something you could see in this game, where short pass, they're blitzing. One guy comes up too hard, misses the tackle, or just runs by. Beck times it perfectly, and boom, it's off to the races. He's a guy that can beat you for 6 with that.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm kind of glad you said JoJo. He could eat this game.
Yeah, you think about SMU, right? So everybody remembers the drop, the kind of turn that game sideways, and that really, to me, hit the narrative of JoJo a little bit. If he goes out here and he gets 2 touchdowns, kills Pitt in the air, does a little Stacey Coley action. I remember Stacey Coley killing Pitt one of these cold games back at this time of year.
Yeah.
You get a game like that. Now the whole narrative is different on JoJo. Now it's, hey, man, JoJo's rolling. Now we got a lot of guys. So a lot of things can change this game. It could change for the negative too, right? I mean, Beck right now is playing as one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He has a bad game against Pitt. You kind of forget about all that, right? So a lot of his legacy on the line here. It's a legacy game for Beck in a lot of ways. See if you can get to that 10 wins. If you win this game, I think this is the best Canes team in 25 years. If you don't, it's going to be a lot of cynical, disappointed Canes fans. So much riding on this one. 1,100 on in the chat. 50 defensively, young guys. Who's standing out to you on the defensive side of the ball? Whether it's D-line, DB, linebacker, you tell me.
Scott.
Yeah.
Scott. He been letting it be known that he a 5-star. He been dominating. Who else? When it comes to youngins, Bryce Fitzgerald, I love what he was doing definitely on that offensive PI. He made it to where that dude didn't catch that ball. He almost came down with that pick too.
Yep.
He almost came down with it. So I love what Fitzgerald. That's why I'm like, oh man, yeah, I love what Bryce Fitzgerald doing. Who else young doing anything? You got Scott, you got Fitzgerald.
Moden not young, but he's killing. Yeah,
Moden, man, I seen him slam the quarterback and start dancing. I bust out laughing.
Well, you think he had moves?
Oh no, he had moves, but man, having 99 back on D-line is huge. He balled at him. Man, seeing that 99 brought back some Jerome McDougal. So like you just see a big 99 dominate on the D-line.
Andrew Williams, yeah. McDougal was 95, and we had Andrew Williams 99. Yeah. They were both together though.
Yeah. But man, you just see guys dominate on that D-line. And Mondo Blunt.
Yeah, there we go.
Mondo.
How'd you like that? That one where he got it. I saw the box score. He didn't get a sack, which is crazy because I know he got at least one. I saw it, or at least he caused it, which was when he was lined up at D tackle, and man, he was so quick off the snap. That play was cooked from the moment that ball was snapped, and he's only getting bigger and better there.
Yeah. Nah, he just gonna keep getting better. Like it's crazy how much better he just gonna keep getting. Like the man, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying this. Next year, people gonna be talking about, oh, Miami D line, this, that, and the third. They got replaced with Ruben Bain, Mesidor. They just don't know. We are in great hands. We are in great hands.
Yeah, you get Hayden Low back. Marquise Life will continue to get bigger and older. Herbert Scroggins, and then D tackles, man. I feel like you got 4 between Scott, Moten, if we can get Moten back, which I think you will, Blunt, and then Dante Simpson. Right there, just those 4. That's going to be one of the better groups. I mean, we've been playing just as good as we were before on defensive tackle without David Blay, who obviously is a very good player, but we're not going to have him next year, and we haven't missed a beat.
No, I haven't. And it's like we've been coming down with injuries, still winning games. Like, so it's like, man, this is like a beautiful time to be a Hurricane. Definitely in the big matchup of this our playoff game. Like, this the Super Bowl, damn near. Like, y'all got to give it y'all. This is it.
Richard Reckley saying, as long as Las Vegas is involved, college football will never be accurate. College football is fixed, and the referees are on the take. It was criminal to watch the Miami game. The one that got me was that incomplete. How was that not the one they called a catch, right? They said it was inconclusive or whatever. That ball was bouncing off the ground. I mean, that was on camera. That was in HD. How did they not get that one? That's the one that I couldn't believe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we get cheated so much. That's why I was so glad we stayed aggressive to where we had a big enough lead. Even when they got that onside kick, I was never worried. They were trying to like, oh, they got it. I ain't scared of this shit. Like, I ain't trying to hear that. Defense came out there, forced a fumble. We got the ball. Next thing you know, Mally telling them go night-night. So that's where we was at. But the refs are going to be atrocious. So that's why I'm glad we are staying aggressive. I keep harping on that because, all right, you try to fix the penalty problem. You did what you could. But then Brockemeyer said, I got, you know what I'm saying, number 78, McCoy, all that. They, you know what I'm saying, they just, I think even Markel Bell had got a penalty. Yeah. It happens. But since we were so aggressive on offense, I didn't care. Because we wasn't so predictable. It wasn't the end all, because before when we got the penalties, it was drive killers. Now it's like we staying aggressive. It's not really a drive killer. Now, what I will say is Brockemeyer, man, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, that hurt us. That was a tough one, that snap.
Yeah.
Jojo Gunn, good point, though. He says, you call it HD. That video looked like it was from the 70s. Jack Kane says it looked like it was on a flip phone. Yeah, it's true. I stand corrected. But even then, though, even with that blurry video, you can still see clear that ball on the ground, you know? So that to me was pretty clear. G Nice said, if we blow up Pitt 63-10, you think that would help us get in the CFP? Man, shoot.
What?
Sign me up. Yeah. I think if we I think we got to play well, right? I think we play well. The result will take care of itself, and you will be able to say with a straight face, we've been playing good football for 4 weeks. Our quarterback, assuming he keeps playing at the level he's been playing at, is playing as good as anybody in the country. You know, what eye test do you need? We stopped Jeremiah Love, who's been tearing up everybody else in the country. That's because we have a better run defense than these other teams. You know, we're a real team. We got the eye test and we got the resume, best win, all that. So there's a lot of cases to be made. I think Miami's last piece of the puzzle is to play well and win. Not exactly rocket science, but once you play well and win in this game, a lot of the narratives that people have been saying about Miami, hey, they're going to choke down the stretch, they're going to start playing bad, they're inconsistent on offense, that all kind of goes away. And then at that point, what are you going to say? It's hard to make the argument. Notre Dame eye test when they struggled with BC and they got beat up by Miami physically. I don't know what kind of eye test you need in that game because it wasn't just the final score. Miami eye test was the better team than Notre Dame in that game. They probably should have won by more. Right. One thing I want to get on though, so Pittsburgh, one of the keys to this game, Pittsburgh is 12th in the nation in takeaways. In terms of getting the ball, whether interception or fumble. They got 1.9 takeaways per game. So number 12, very good. SMU, which got 2 against us, number 1. Louisville's also very highly ranked, and that's that 23rd. But we are also 23rd, 1.7 per game. So Pitt's really good. SMU is the best. Miami is also very good at taking the ball away. And here's where I think it starts to get interesting. If you look at the turnover battle on paper, in terms of giveaways per game. So now the bad stat, like who gives the ball away most? Miami's not that bad at giving the ball away. We've had some untimely turnovers, but we're only averaging 1 giveaway per game. It puts us 25th in the nation. Pitt is giving the ball away 1.6 times per game. That's 104th in the nation, tied with Florida State. So we saw what happened in that game with Castellanos. So if we can take the ball away more than we give the ball away in this game, we got a great chance to not only win, but do some of the stuff that Notre Dame did, which was, take it back to the crib, put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and make the game a little ugly. So right there, I'm watching Bryce Fitzgerald. I'm watching some of the ball hawks we got on the defensive side of the ball. Ethan O'Connor, your boy, who I know you guys did a great interview with before the season.
Right.
And of course, Carson Beck on our side, protecting that thing, because turnovers, that's going to be a huge one in this one.
Yeah, and they can create some turnovers. I've been looking at they DBs. They can get the ball, but they also can get beat. So it just one of those give or take, but I feel we play smart. And I don't know why I just thought of that play. Well, we could have had the first down. Beck just missed Malachi. Oh, man. It was open, D-Money. That probably could have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
The way he be collecting ankles, that could have been a touchdown. You never know with this kid.
Yeah, he rushed it.
Yeah, he rushed that one.
Yeah, so Kyle Lewis. Go ahead.
I said for no reason. He rushed it for no reason.
Yeah.
It just popped up in my head. But yeah.
And that's going to look, you're going to hit those. You have to hit those against Pittsburgh because they're going to be coming. So you got to get rid of it quick, which Beck has a quick release. Even with the good protection he's had, he's been getting rid of it quick during this little run. So got to keep that going and obviously protect the football. So looking at Kyle Lewis here and Rasheem Biles, these are the 2 guys that I'm really watching if I'm looking at Pittsburgh. There's on number 3, Rasheem Biles, and then number 9, Kyle Lewis. Both these guys are juniors. Both have a chance to go pro. Looking at the stats, 67 tackles for Lewis, Rasheem Biles, 76 tackles, 2.5 sacks for Biles and 2 picks, and Lewis, 3 sacks and 2 picks. Both of them have scored pick sixes. Biles has 3 pick sixes in his career. Kyle Lewis has 1. I know teams are looking at these guys as safeties potentially in the NFL, just to give you an idea how fast they are. So really 2 of the best linebackers in the ACC, if not the country. And when it comes to being fast, taking the ball away, that's really where they major. So to me, if I'm the Canes, Mark Fletcher has got to be a factor here with his ability to pass protect, maybe punish these guys when he does run. I know you're still going to get Pringle involved. Yeah. But all this stuff about on the internet, on Twitter, I don't know if you saw this with the Chasers or you've had to deal with this narrative, but it's like the idea that, hey, Pringle's running well, put Mark Fletcher on the bench. No. You need Mark Fletcher on the field, especially this one.
No. Mark Fletcher was a much needed add. He been playing real well this year. Never really, I'm kind of happy for the kid by what he was going through and all that with the passing of his pops. And yeah, he looked real healthy in that game against Virginia Tech too. Like he looked like he fully back. Like it was like much needed rest for him. So I was happy to see that. And he can get some receiving yards too, because he's pretty good at catching the ball too.
Yeah, I think passing game is where he really helps you because he can protect at the highest level. I mean, you saw him bury that dude. That was talk about bad calls. So Mark Fletcher, pass protection, buries a VT defender, just completely dominates him, puts him in the dirt. And then as he gets up from burying this dude, half the team is pushing him and trying him, and he just responds not even the same way, just kind of like reacts to it a little bit, and he gets the flag. That one I didn't understand whatsoever. I don't know if I missed something or what, but that to me was like, that was criminal what they did to him.
Yeah. I think you definitely see a 2-back set of Pringle and Fletcher. I could definitely see that. Yeah.
Yeah, because Pringle can go out wide, can catch a little screen, he can run, he can do those angle routes, he can get out there, and then Fletcher can block, he can catch, he can run. I mean, Fletcher really is the same size as Lewis and Biles. Like he's probably bigger than both those guys, the 2 linebackers. So, and I think he's fit more physical than them as well. You know, those are linebackers. Fletcher, man, he's going to be burying those guys if he can catch them square. He's done it all year. So,
no, they got another thing coming. They just finna be blitz happy on Beck this game. We've been picking up the blitz pretty well. Beck only been sacked 9 times this year. So, well, no, really 7. I think the other 2 times was Emory. So that's something to keep in mind too.
Yeah, our pass protection. That's a great point. So let me pull up the stat on that one because I want to bring that up because you make a great point here. So when you talk about Beck and the passing offense, one of the points I made is, look, I said, you know, Beck is not Ward. Ward is, you saw Ward on Sunday, by the way. I don't think you saw him at all. He was balling.
Yeah.
So Ward's a special dude. But one thing I disagreed with is people said, hey, Ward made our pass blocking look better because he would run around and avoid sacks. And I said, look, Ward did a lot of things to make us look better. But one thing he did, I think, make us look actually worse was taking sacks because he would hold the ball. Now, look, he held the ball to make giant plays down the field. So it's not like he was doing something wrong. But I just mean that our pass block, I think, was even better than what you saw with Ward. Now, if you look at it, I just pulled it up. So sack percentage, I talked about Pitt sack percentage, how they were in the 120s. Miami, 2.5%, meaning on 2.5% of the dropbacks, Beck is getting sacked. That's it. That's number 5 in the country. Cincinnati's number 1, Maryland number 2, Ohio State number 3, then San Jose State and G5, and then Miami. So Beck is not getting touched, and when he does get any kind of pressure, his release is so quick that, you know, it's no problem. So a team like Pitt that likes to blitz, likes to come after it, well, that's good. But if that gets picked up, and if Mark Fletcher's there in the backfield and he's, you know, taking one of these dudes out, all right, now you're blitzing, you're not getting any pressure, and you got a 6-year quarterback that's on fire with some options down the field, and that becomes a problem for Pitt.
Yeah, so, man. And like that's one thing. Another thing, like what you were saying, because I guess they get our run blocking, which is it as overrated? No, it's not overrated, our run blocking. It's just that our pass blocking is so elite that our run blocking get kind of criticized somewhat.
Well, it's taking a step back. I mean, so last year you were top 5 in yards per attempt. And even the year before that, where you had TVD and Parrish and Chaney, you know, not exactly the best running backs and quarterbacks that you've had, we're still averaging 5.0 yards attempts. So that's typically where Mario and Mirabal have been. This year, we're down big. We're in the 80s. So we're 86th in the country at 4.0%. So we've basically gone back a yard from 2023, almost a yard and a half from last year. So the run blocking is definitely, for a lot of reasons, taking a step back. You don't have Martinez anymore. So there's a couple of things going on, but that's one area where I think you need to run the ball better. Problem is, you look at Pitt. That's what Pitt does, man. Pitt's will, even though they're not the biggest team, they will commit to stopping the run. You look at opposing yards per rush. Pitt's only allowing 2.9 yards per rush. It's actually better than Miami, which is at 3.0. So, you know, they're an extremely difficult team to run against. You look at just opposing rushing yards per game total. They're 11th. We're number 6. So run defense, they're pretty much on the same page as us. The difference in the defense is when it comes to the passing side of the equation, opponent yards per pass attempt. Miami right there, number 14 in the country, 6.1 yards per pass. Whereas Pitt, you got to scroll all the way down to 50, allowing 6.9 yards per pass attempt. So you can pass on them if you can block, basically. Whereas
we can block.
Yeah.
Opportunities will be there.
Yeah, Pitt ran the ball on Georgia Tech. They're not really a running team. That's the thing, is like, you know, Georgia Tech's run defense is abysmal. Whereas Pitt, I think, took advantage of, you know, Pitt's, even with that great rushing performance against Georgia Tech, they're 111th in the nation in yards per rush. Yards per game rushing, what are they? 103rd. So if you're Miami, you really got to stop their run. You cannot allow them to run the ball like they did against Georgia Tech or anywhere close. If that happens, you're in trouble. But I don't think that should happen based on what you got.
Yeah. I think we definitely going to stop that run. And I'm hoping for another fast start because I want to see how Pitt look when we put that pressure on their ass. while we got a comfortable lead and you got to throw, kiss the baby.
That's what you saw against Notre Dame, right? Notre Dame got up on them early. They started pressing freshman quarterback. They were like 0 for a million on third down.
0 for 13.
The turnovers. So, that was a big difference in that game. Crowd was into that game because that was game day, But this one, even though Pitt's got a lot to play for, they're still in the ACC hunt, probably on the outside looking in, but they're still alive technically, coming off a big win. I don't know how the crowd's going to be. You're talking about noon kickoff in that big Pittsburgh football stadium. Pitt fans are not the rowdiest, so I don't know if the atmosphere is going to be anything crazy. SMU wasn't either, and you still lost, so it's not like you need to be playing in a crazy atmosphere. But I'm not sure the atmosphere is going to be any better than what we had last week with VTech. Actually, I think it'd probably be worse than VTech.
Yeah, I don't think, but I do think it's going to be packed though. And then they're going to be there early, and then they're going to be leaving sad because we winning that game.
Yeah, shout out to my boy, the Night King. My guy, he says, linebacker position has to play lights out football, no doubt. Wesley Basaint, Mo Toure. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of Bobby Pruitt in this one just because, again, Pitt's not a big team. So to me, what I'm thinking is, you want your big, good players on the field too, but lighter, faster, at least on defense. You don't need to worry about them pushing you around. They're not going to push you around no matter who you could put whoever out there. They're not going to push us around. So to me, it's more about making sure we don't get, speed outside. We won't deal with any kind of issues where we're just looking slow. Toure, he's going to play a big role, but I wouldn't be surprised if we use some of our faster guys out there just to, again, deal with their fast running back who's 185 pounds tops. If Desmond Reed plays, he's even smaller than that. And then their quarterback, smaller guys. So they're a speed team all the way. I don't think you need to worry about their size.
And another thing I was just thinking, like, now it just slipped my mind.
Well, Chase Smith, the one I want to talk about too. Chase Smith had a really he's having a good little run here. He's trying to see what his eligibility status is. I'll see how he's on the website. Someone said that he redshirted twice. I thought he was a senior. They got him as a redshirt senior. But man, he's been around. He's the same age as Cam Kitchens, and Cam Kitchens, you see him on a Sunday Night Football doing his thing. So Chase Smith's been around, man, but it's starting to really come together here.
Man, I would love to get Keontae Scott back.
Man. Oh yeah. Well, he won't be back. He won't be back this weekend. That's for sure.
I'm just saying. I was looking at the Virginia Tech game, and I'm like, I was seeing some of them outside runs. And I said Scott would have been there. Yeah, Scott would have been there hitting.
Yeah, tackling too, blitzing. He causes a lot of problems, man. OJ Frederick too. You got to get him. He could be back, and that kind of lets you use some of these other guys. I would love to see Damari Brown play nickel. I know he doesn't like to do it, but I'd love to see him in that role because he's so big and physical. And you have Ethan O'Connor. When you get Frederick back, you got him. Then you got Xavier Lucas. So you got guys. So let's see Damari Brown in the slot causing problems. He's damn near 200 pounds. I think he's bigger than 200, and he hits. So. He causes his own set of problems.
Yeah, my bad.
Listen, but almost 1350 on right now. If you got problems with your landscape, you know to talk to OrchidMan Florida, the landscape artisans in the state of Florida, from Palm Beach all the way down to the Keys. They are South Florida's landscape artisans. 786-271-0332. That's OrchidManFlorida.com. They make it landscape maintenance easy. Not just picking the flowers. It's not just doing all the pretty stuff, the design. You got to make sure this thing is rocking and rolling, whether it's your home, whether it's a commercial property. Landscaping is critical in the state of Florida. If you want to stand out, look good. Sprinkler repair, irrigation system, gutters, hurricane prep, lighting, tree stump grinding, fertilizing, tree removal, you name it, they got it at OrchidMan Florida. That's ORCHID man. Say it again, ORCHID man, Florida.com. A lot of guys in the NFL making plays 50. We talked about Cam Ward doing his thing, or Restrepo getting an opportunity, and looks like he's going to at least get another chance. He did enough.
Yeah. Oh, no, he did enough. Almost got in that end zone. Should have been playing. Hey, they going to learn. You know what I'm saying? They going to learn. I will say this. He needs some help. Man, like, for what he did against that Seahawks defense, was amazing, but and I'm not even surprised by it. It's just like, man, he gets some help. the narrative gonna change. You really have you been seeing people are happy, certain people, certain fan bases that are flaming up. They are happy that Cam Ward is not doing good, and I'm just like, he need better players around him, right? So I just can't wait to see him get the better players around him. So kill some narratives.
Yeah, I'll tell you who's not unhappy, and that's the Titans. They're feeling pretty good about Cam Ward, man. Especially after yesterday and then the week before against Houston Texans. You're talking about two of the best defenses in the country, and he was highlight reel. Some of the plays he made look like college with the one to Restrepo. Yeah. So shout out to Cam, shout out to Restrepo for getting in there, and then Cam Kitchens. He's somebody I think you could talk about him as maybe one of the best safeties in the NFL right now. Kind of like Restrepo. Obviously, he got drafted 3rd round, so he didn't get hit as hard by it, but they were calling him slow. I think he ran a 4.6 something. Probably shouldn't have ran, but the Los Angeles Rams said, "Listen, we'll just get the best football player available." They got Cam Kitchens, and now they got a Pro Bowl safety.
Yeah, who is killing? And look at somebody gave you a drop right there. The Titans are what?
Yeah, they're buzzing, man. They're buzzing about their boy. Shout out to Buzz and shout out to the whole team out there. But yeah, man, it's an exciting player. You need to get some help. If I'm them, I'm looking at a couple Canes, Noah Bain. I think both those guys could help out quite a bit because he just needs some trench help, especially offensively, man. They can't run the ball. They can't do anything.
No, they can't. They need it. They get Bain or CC. They'll be in. Yeah.
That Chimera Dike from Florida, he actually looks good. It's amazing how bad Florida was with all these NFL players because they had Dike against us. He didn't do anything. I can't even remember seeing him against Miami last year. Tyreek Sapp didn't do anything against us. Caleb Banks, like all these guys that look like good players against everybody else when they play Miami, they're non-existent. I can't think of one person from UF that looked good against Miami. I mean, Cormani McLean, I guess, made a good play. But, like, these guys that are NFL players, they look good when they're not playing us, and they play Miami, and they just disappear in acts.
They disappearing. That's because we own them.
Yeah, Florida. Let me ask you this. Who do you think is down worse? So, Florida, let's assume Lane Kiffin doesn't go there, and it turns him down, and it looks ugly, which is how it's trending right now.
Hopeful. Yeah, hopefully.
Let's say that happens. We know Norvell's coming back to FSU.
Man,
we know that they're both pretty bad. Florida State's probably favored if I had to guess in the game they're about to play. Recruiting, neither one's in good position, obviously, with the transitions. UF probably has some. They both have some decent young players.
Right.
Nothing crazy. Who do you think's in a worse position, UF or FSU?
FSU. I'm gonna say FSU. I mean, not FSU. UF. They ain't got a coach. Oh, appreciate that, Josh Gross. The same to you, my brother.
So you think UF with no coach is in worse? Because I don't think FSU has a coach either, quite frankly.
I mean, don't get me wrong, but they still, you know what I'm saying? Even though he garbage, he's there. They got nothing.
Right.
He said, Kiffin, they go, oh, so yeah. Florida State, I'm just glad Norvell's staying. I needed something. I need a Keith Norvell shirt like they had them Keith Al Golden shirts. I need me a Keith Norvell shirt.
They're coming down to Miami next year. So that'd be, we didn't blow them out as bad as we could have the last time they came down because remember that was like they played basically like they did the opposite of Fran Brown. They were just trying not to get blown out. I wish Fran Brown did that strategy against Notre Dame instead of whatever nonsense he was into because Norvell, when he played Miami last year, was smart. He's like, listen, I'm going to put my safeties all the way back. They're going to run on us all day. They'll beat us guaranteed, but they'll run out the clock and we won't lose by 50. Cam Ward won't do his Heisman on us because we're just going to play not to get blown out. Not going to play to win because we know we're going to lose, but we'll play not to get blown out, which probably Fran should have done to Notre Dame. But who knows what's going to happen next year, man, because that roster, I don't know, they have no quarterback. They got no offensive line. Chroma's pretty good at running back. He'll be all right. Deuce Robinson, but they got a lot of work to do, man. And I don't know how they're going to do with it in a very competitive portal situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, speaking of portal, I just think of us and I'm like, hey, JKS, Drew Maker. I'm looking at guys like that, and I'm just like, man, I need somebody like that. 2 years of great, and I don't care what nobody say. Maker look like a hit.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's good. We've been talking about him lately because I've been pushing CJ Bailey. I still think CJ Bailey's a good player. I think.
Oh yeah, no, I'll take CJ Bailey.
Yeah, I think with our team he'd be good. But like we talked to Steve-O. He said if he could pick any of these guys, he's probably rolling with Maker. I think Steve Kim said the same thing, that he likes Maker. You're talking about Maker. Just watching him, man, he's got arm, he's got size, he can move. North Texas got something cooking because they're running back Hawkins. Watch that guy. That guy's 6'2". He's 200. He's fast. I think he's a sprinter. He played basketball, played 2 ways. He grew up on like an Indian reservation or something. Like he was one of these small towns in Oklahoma. But man, this guy is the real deal. They got something going on in North Texas. They got better skill position talent than FSU in Florida.
You want to know something?
What's up?
A running back that I do want at the portal, and it ain't Hawkins. Joe Jackson at Kansas State.
Whew.
I need that.
He wasn't getting touched, man. He was killing those guys. That was what do you have, like 250 or something? Almost at 300 yards. What was his final number? It was crazy.
He had 300 total yards.
He did us a favor too, because we'll see how it goes tomorrow. But it looks like Utah might take a dip down and we jump over them. So we'll see.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And he's from Polk County, so might well come back home.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's from Haines City, Florida, something like that. Yeah, that's Polk County.
Man, a lot of running backs out of here. Polk, you talk about him, Joe Jackson, Thomas, who are playing next week, Desmond Reed, both Pittsburgh running backs are from Florida, little guys. And then, hey, it's Florida. I've been down on Florida a little bit because I expect more from Florida talent in state, but some of these guys are popping up, man. So it's starting to creep up a little bit here. But what's creeping up too, the holiday season, right? You got to get your gear. I know 50's already got his holiday present right there sitting on his head. But, you want to get your gear for the holiday. Miami Hurricane Team Store, 20% off headwear, MiamiHTS.com. Use promo code INSIGHT20. Your first item, get 20% off right off the top, plus these other sales that Miami Hurricane Team Store is doing. So MiamiHTS.com, anywhere in the country, or if you're local, just go to the store right there in front of the University of Miami next to the Thesis Hotel. Get your gear for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating, man. They got it at the Miami Hurricane Team Store. All right, 50, before we let you go, let them know where they can find you, where the chasers are congregating, and what's going on with everything you're doing at Category 6.
Oh, man. Well, the channel is Category 6 Sports. You can tap into the 50 show Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Also, Category6Playbook.com, where you get Dad Sports Picks, all 22 merch. Play more, just come rock out with us over there. My name on Twitter is @FreddieKane91. You can follow me on Twitter there. And my name on there, just man, because that's just my nickname. Everybody in my family call me that. But you'll see the 50 app. You'll see it. You'll know it's me. So, yeah.
Yeah, great show. I was there a couple Fridays ago. I got to be back on. Always a lot of fun talking with the chasers. A lot of chasers in this chat as well. So, again, appreciate everybody tuning in. Almost 1,400 because they knew it was Monday. They knew 50 was on. So, when 50's on, you get those numbers up, man. So, again, hey, appreciate you. We'll do this again hopefully after another win, man. Go Canes.
Oh, yeah. Go Canes.